Hello there, welcome to another edition of Matt's Chats. This is a series of short videos where we talk to people in and around the whisky industry to try and bring it to life a little bit more. And I'm delighted to be here with my very good friend Sandy Hyslop. We've known each other for a lot of years, haven't we, Sandy?
Absolutely.
And we're here for a very exciting launch event to do with Chivas Regal. But just before that, for people that are maybe new to whisky, can you just explain a bit about what Chivas Regal is and what its sort of ethos and the heritage a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Chivas Regal is a world-renowned Scotch whisky for quality, consistency, has amazing lineage back to the last century where two brothers, James and John Chivas in Aberdeen, built their own grocer's business and then became renowned for blending whisky, and from there the roots were planted and this brand has become a sensation. And the classic Chivas Regal 12-year-old expression is renowned for orchard sweet notes, for having that vanilla, that toffee, having a really indulgent flavour and an incredibly long finish.
And I should explain that Sandy is the master blender for Chivas as well as other things within the Chivas Brothers portfolio. So can you just explain a little bit about yourself and like how you got to sort of reach that position? It's a long journey, right?
Yeah, it's an incredibly long journey. I've been 42 years in the whisky industry now.
Wow.
And in 2005, 20 years ago, I became master blender for Chivas. So for me to be master blender of Chivas is just an amazing honour. If somebody had asked me back in 1983 when I started, would I ever have the chance of being master blender, it's a pinch yourself moment to be responsible for a whisky with such an amazing reputation.
And how did you sort of start, and how did it sort of evolve into sort of where you are today?
Yeah, it's interesting. I started working in a really small whisky company within the group on the east coast of Scotland, and the great advantage of working for a small whisky company is I got to do lots of different jobs. When someone went off on maternity leave or somebody was off ill or somebody was on holiday, I would go into the job and help. So I knew all about filtration and I knew all about inventory and I knew about blending. So it was a great grounding, so that when I moved to Glasgow down to the larger company, I had a really good, my expertise was able to be used really quickly, and my job evolved. I started doing blending, then I took on responsibility for inventory and casks and in our technical centres and laboratories and planning into that as well. And I just love it, that whole mix of different parts of the process, but with quality at the forefront all the time.
And from knowing you for a while, you were actually assistant master blender for a while, weren't you?
I certainly was, yes. For a good 8-9 years, I was assistant master blender, and I was the only person to work with two previous master blenders at the one time. So I was very, very fortunate during my training and during my career to get some great experience with some incredibly talented people.
Yeah, perfect, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
As I said before, we're here in central London for almost like a new chapter of Chivas Regal, because obviously we know the very famous sort of whiskies that are out there. It's one of the best-selling Scotch whiskies in the world. But we're here we've got the bottle here actually. This is the Chivas Regal Crystal Gold, which is launching here today. As you can see, it's clear as well. Can you just explain a little bit about what Crystal Gold is and how it came about?
We wanted to surprise everyone, and I think we've done that with you today by letting you see the samples blindfolded.
Yeah, we had the blindfold on.
To try the sample and articulate the flavours, and it was amazing. Everybody in the room was coming out with some amazing words, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to produce Chivas Regal Crystal Gold to be a clear spirit, but have all that Chivas DNA in there, and that was the biggest challenge probably of my whole career, to be able to make a clear spirit that has lots and lots of flavour, to really surprise consumers, but also stay true to that Chivas Regal DNA. We would still want that sweet orchard fruit flavours in there. We want a long finish. We want it to be creamy. I wanted it to be particularly smooth and super versatile.
And I think what will surprise most people when they read about it is this is not a new make. It's not like a blend of new makes, is it? Can you just explain the process where you've taken these aged whiskies, blended them together, and then ended up with Crystal Gold?
There is not one single facet of the process of making Crystal Gold the same as Chivas Regal 12. It's just
so you've created a whole bespoke thing.
It's a bespoke blend that is filtered through a bespoke filter medium at a specific flow rate, at a specific strength and temperature when it's being filtered. Every single bit needed to be worked on with my technical team and my blending team. We had to work collaboratively, and it was all about crystal clear and flavour retention. It was about keeping the flavour in the final Chivas Regal Crystal Gold.
And you've said this has taken, 3 years almost to get to this point.
Yeah.
And obviously quite a lot of innovation for the Scotch whisky category. How do you see people drinking this, and how do you see it being received?
For me, that's the exciting thing about it. I see someone buying a bottle of Crystal Gold and taking it to someone's house or taking it to a party, and because of its versatility and the amount of flavour it's got, you're going to be able to drink it neat. Somebody could have it with water, somebody could have it with a cube of ice, somebody could have it as the best cocktail. It's got all that flavour that's going to come through. You know, I love it, and we call it a Crystal Gold fashion. That's my absolute favourite.
I think we're going to try one in a minute, actually, after this.
You've got to try it. It's absolutely top notch. I think because of its flavour and because of the finish on it, that it's going to be able to suit many, many different styles of how people drink their spirits.
Great. Well, I think we've got a couple of glasses here, so I think we should have like a nose and a taste.
Yeah.
So,
Cheers.
Cheers. So let's have a smell.
You getting any flavour notes coming through?
Yeah, I'm still getting that lovely sort of appley note,
Yeah,
sweet
apple for
toffee,
me.
apple.
Toffee, apple, vanilla. It's that, apple pie. It's like that apple pie out the oven, bit of cinnamon on the top. It's just lovely.
Absolutely delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super smooth, super sweet. Have you have a sip?
Yeah. It's a 40% as well, isn't it?
How smooth is that for 40%? For that
it really
alcohol intensity, and obviously you drink it whichever way you like.
It's got the maltiness underneath.
It actually does. I particularly like it with a big block of ice, slow melting big block of ice. It's lovely, but you get that sweetness. You get that. For me, it's red apple. I get that toffee apples coming through on the taste. It's really sweet, and I love how it just gently ebbs away on the palate.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's really delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really tasty. It
really
is.
Nice. And I think what surprised a lot of people when we, as I said, we all had to put a blindfold on, and you gave it to us in like the dark glass and everything. What really surprised people was that it was a clear spirit, because people were giving all these like flavour things. I'm getting like a touch of almost quite late now, like a bit of cocoa, a bit of tropical fruit, something like that.
There's a wee bit of milk chocolate in there as well. There's a little bit of viscosity on the palate that's nice. You're talking about the tasting and everyone getting blindfolded.
Yeah.
That was brilliant for me, and I'm not joking, it made me really proud because all the words I was getting round the table were just exactly what I was looking for. And it's high stakes. Giving something to someone blind and what they're going to say and how they're going to describe it.
The name of
Chivas. And I was just loving it. I was getting fudge and I was getting chocolate and I was getting fruits. I was getting that apple that you were talking about, apple and that apple pie. It was just awesome.
I think it's an exciting time because this is, it's been one or two other products that have tried this, but I think with the sort of big boot of like Chivas behind it, this is really sort of encouraging, and you can see people in different markets around the world that actually really going for
we were really serious about the flavour. We really wanted it to have that real complexity, depth of flavour, and I can absolutely assure you we wouldn't have launched it if we didn't feel it was befitting to fill into the Chivas Regal family.
And did you, just one last question, did you use like a similar set of distilleries, a single set, a similar set
it's a good question. It's a good question.
Sort of whiskies to what you would use in the regular.
It does, but we manipulated the recipe. We manipulated the base recipe and tweaked some of the signature malts up to allow to give that extra flavour coming through in the end. Yeah, so it's absolutely Chivas House style, but it's a bespoke recipe.
Tweaked it a little
Yeah.
bit. Well, I think it's a triumph.
Thank you.
I wish you every success, and thank you for talking to me in this episode of
Very
Matt's
well.
Chats.
Massive team effort. We're really proud of it.
Yeah, you should be. Cheers, Sandy. Thank you.
Cheers.